Are you in the food industry, in the hospitality or healthcare industry, or just going out camping? Think Everwhite for all your hygiene needs. Facial tissues, hand towels, toilet rolls, autocut and maxi rolls, paper napkins, bed couch rolls, aluminum containers, aluminum foil rolls, cling films, food wraps, and baking paper. Remember always to pack it with Everwhite, wrap it with Everwhite, bake it with Everwhite, wipe it with Everwhite. Don't ever lose sight of Everwhite.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the first episode of KICKSTART Football Club. Let's bring back the past glory of Karnataka football in Bengaluru and to enable India as footballing nation. This live show is brought to you by News Karnataka, a recipient of Chanakya Award at the national level as Media House of the Year 2021 from Public Relations Council of India, PRCI. I'm your host, Valerian Dalmaida, and with me, my co-host, Rajesh Sequeira. Before we start the show, let's watch the journey of News Karnataka in the last 9 years.
Karnataka's coastal capital, Bengaluru, is where the legacy of Kannada journalism began centuries ago. In the same city, a journalistic frontrunner, Spearhead Media Private Limited, was born in 2013 with a motto of not-for-profit and maximum employability. The group is a crowd-funded initiative and the parent company of our state's most preferred news website, newskarnataka.com. Today, Spearhead Media, known as People's Corporate, including 45 plus shareholders, 100 plus contributors, advertising partners, individual benefactors, and internal team of young, dynamic journalists, also has a distinction of renewing itself periodically. The evolutionary process that established Spearhead Media has also established the company's flagship media subsidiaries, newskarnataka.com, an English news portal, newskannada.com, a Kannada news portal, Karnataka Today, a monthly all-color English feature magazine, NK Plus, a bilingual e-magazine for the youth of the state, NKTV, a YouTube platform for infotainment shows, NK Live to cover live events, NK Learn, an e-learning platform, Verdevice, a design and digital media hub, Village TV, a social initiative for rural youth, and an emerging Spearhead Academy, a center for media studies with infinite possibilities. The editorial independence and integrity of newskarnataka.com and Spearhead's all media subsidiaries is unparalleled in the industry since 9 amazing years. Newskarnataka.com has had one statement of purpose: truth endures. It is News Karnataka team's commitment to their obligations that has helped the brand endure and grow over time.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it going. Media House of the Year, Spearhead Media Private Limited, Mangalore. Media House of the Year, Spearhead Media Private Limited, Mangalore. Media House of the Year, Spearhead Media Private Limited, Mangalore.
Okay, Rajesh.
Then let's introduce our office bearers of KICKSTART Football Club. So let me start with Mr. SHEKAR RAJAN. SHEKAR RAJAN, founder and chairman, industrial engineer with 22 years of work experience, has worked in Singapore, Manipal Group, and ITC, enabled large corporations across the globe to set service strategies and leadership development process. Comes from the family of footballers. His dad and his brother have played nationals and Karnataka state. No wonder he's so passionate about football. Our next personality is Mr. LAXMAN BHATTARAI, founder, CEO, and head coach. A chartered accountant by qualification, represented Nepal nationals under 14 and 16, has 3 UEFA youth certification from Holland, France, and England. In his current position as a head coach, he wants to develop young talents and take them global. His financial acumen combined with on-field tactics makes KICKSTART the strongest emerging club and academy in Bengaluru.
And now I introduce Mr. Satya Narayan, who is the leader, the president, KICKSTART Foundation. Worked with Gulf News as a sports editor, covering Arabian horse races across the world. He has the distinction of interviewing some of the biggest sports personalities, including Pele, Michael Schumacher, Rivaldo, Jack Nicklaus, and many more. He is currently the General Secretary of Karnataka Football Federation and is in the process of making Karnataka football great again. Gentlemen, let's welcome, or the viewers, let's welcome these three gentlemen here. In Kannada, we call Sutradaris of the KICKSTART Football Foundation, Academy, and Club. Welcome to you, Mr. Satya Narayan, LAXMAN. We call him as Lucky, right? LAXMAN and SHEKAR. Okay, let's begin viewers, we are going to talk about football today and the academy, the KICKSTART Academy, the foundation, and the club. These three coming together as a KICKSTART group, how it started, what is their vision, what is their mission, how they are going to go in the future. Let's all hear from their mouth. They are in front of us. And viewers, wherever you are tuned in from any of the countries globally, let's listen to them. We need to support them. We need to make this club a global recognized one. So let's start the show. My question comes to you. Any one of you can answer. Question is, what's the secret behind the name KICKSTART? Why did you start the foundation and how it has grown? Anyone can answer me.
I'll take that name.
Yes.
Ellargu namaskara.
Namaskara.
Yeah, the thing is, why KICKSTART? It's a unique name, and because anything starts with the kick in football. So we always say, what time is the KICKSTART? So we were just pondering with a lot of names, and we said, why not KICKSTART? So I think it stuck in our minds, and we put a lot of thought into designing the logo. And after which we started with the KICKSTART Foundation. That I would leave to Satyana to answer why we started the KICKSTART Foundation.
Well,
yes.
that means you are going to say that basically a kick and a start. So it was a combination of both these made it as a KICKSTART, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect. That's
okay.
That sounds really nice and actually suits the football. That's good. So let me ask the next question then.
No. Wait. Why did you start the foundation and how it has grown, Mr. Satya Narayan?
Yeah.
You should unmute.
Unmute, sir.
Yeah. Well, Bangalore has been traditionally very, very strong in football. Maybe about 25 years back, we had some of the greatest players like Ahmad Khan and Ulaganathan, etc. And then there's been a dip in recent years. One of the reasons being most of the factories which used to employ footballers, they've all stopped their football teams. And then we've got lots of these football pockets in Bangalore where there is a lot of talent. They're all born with a lot of skills, but they come from financially challenged families. And then we realized that if these boys get the little support, get those proper boots to wear at the right time, get a little bit of, coaching, they would, certainly we'll start producing better players again. So that was how the foundation started when I met SHEKAR and LAXMAN, and they already had an academy, and, what was good academy, started in South Bangalore. So I asked them for some support to all the financially challenged, pockets of Bangalore. So they readily accepted. And that's how Kickstart Foundation came into being, basically to hone the skills of already talented players by giving them some support in the form of some good nutrition, some good kits, footballs, and proper coaches. So that's how the foundation was born.
Okay. Mr. Satya Narayan, really that's a great thing that those talents in the pockets which are not able to come to the limelight through training or nutrients provided and the physical education. So I think you have given a good impetus to start the foundation by which they can be trained the globally well-known sports, that is football. And I have watched a few videos of those students and then parents, which in the future future shows of Kickstart we will show them. Now coming to the next question, Rajesh.
Yeah. Now I'll ask this question to LAXMAN. No, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Why Kickstart Academy, and how it works as a feeder to the Kickstart Club?
See, in Bangalore is a cosmopolitan city, right? So there's a lot of kids in Bangalore, even the privileged kids who really wanted to become a good footballer. And especially with the trend going now, right, with the ISL, I-Leagues, so there's a lot of opportunity in football. So we started in 2016, we started only with 20 numbers of kids in the academy. But then slowly the numbers started increasing, and within a year, we had close to 250 to 300 kids coming to the academy. So we said, okay, why not to do something like very professional? That's when we started bringing a lot of professionalism in the training. We started hiring a lot of good coaches and started following the European model of training. And that's when the entire system had changed. And now a lot of kids from the academy, last year we had 2 academy graduates who have represented the super division, and this year I have 2 more. So that means from the academy itself, we are trying to be a feeder to the club. Which is actually helping the privileged kids as well, not only the underprivileged talented kids. So that's why we wanted to mix both academy and the club together.
Okay.
I think nowadays more kids are going to football side, because see, we are more into cricket, and you got it, no? Because now what I see is that Goa was more on the football side, but I feel that now this feel is coming to the other states also, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to ask, anybody can answer the question. What's the structure of Kickstart Football Club? Are there plans to restructure the foundation and the academy? You can take it up.
I think as far as the structure goes, these are separate verticals. The club functions by itself. We have a CEO, that is LAXMAN, who heads the operations of the football aspect of it. Whereas the business aspect of the club in terms of sponsorship and a whole lot of other things in the club is handled by us. It's an independent thing. And the academy also has an independent academic head. So that's a separate entity. In the sense, they are all under the Kickstart FC, umbrella. It's a both are private, under the private limited company. Whereas the Kickstart Foundation is an NGO, and it is completely headed by Satya Narayan, because we wanted an independent person to be handling the whole thing. And it is a non-for-profit organization which only focuses on the underprivileged kids, not only in terms of football and things like that. We are just taking it to the next level in terms of providing education even to the women's and the girls teams who are already Karnataka champion twice.
Okay. So the foundation is taking care of the students who are coming from the rank and file disadvantaged section
Yes.
of the society. And is it a trust or
It's an NGO,
It's an
yes.
NGO.
it's a NGO? Yeah,
It's a
registered
good
Not
NGO.
thought.
from.
It's a very
Yes,
good
it is.
thought.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
Valerian, I believe because see the some talents they're really like who want to come up. This is a good start, and I think so. You people are the right platform where we are also encourage these type of things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me go to the next question. So what are the achievements so far of the whole Kickstart group? I think so. Satya can answer.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'll start with the foundation.
Right.
See, one of the advantages of having the Kickstart Club and the Kickstart Academy is, they've got some very good turf grounds, with imported artificial turf. Now, the boys from the foundation, they never get a chance. They always play on the mud grounds. And then when they get selected to teams, it's very difficult for them to adjust on these beautiful, artificial pitches, etc., where they're expected to play. So what Kickstart Club did is they allowed the foundation boys to go and train along with their academy and along with the best of coaches. Then last year, Under 17 World Cup, we took about 40 of these young boys. About half of them were from these underprivileged centers. They flew for the first time in their lives. They watched some of the biggest stars. That day, some of the players who played like Foden and all that are today world-class players. So they got a chance to see them. So what happened was, it started opening their minds, to what they can achieve. And then again, SHEKAR and LAXMAN, they had 2 trips. Of course, they'll explain about that in detail, where some of these boys got to go there and play. And the biggest achievement so far, which just happened 2 days back, that one of the boys who was first found through the foundation in Murphy Town, later on was taken, honed his skills in the Kickstart main team. And yesterday he flew to UAE to represent India in the under 23. And that, is a perfect achievement for the hard work these 2 gentlemen do. I, of course, as the head of the foundation, I've got a very limited role, but they work day and night. And one of the achievements of the foundation is to see these boys get to wear the Kickstart colors. They missed the championship twice, very, very narrowly. And one of these years, maybe this season, they should emerge as champions. And unlike most of the other clubs in Bangalore, Kickstart is so committed that almost 95% of the squad consists only of local players. And that is certainly a very, very rare achievement. And so we also are very proud to be associated with a team which gives a lot of support to locals. And I think maybe they can continue with the success story. So, and we've now, they've gone to 3-4 of these areas where from 20 kids now, we are getting almost about 50 kids. They're getting proper coaching. They're getting disciplined. They've been given kits, a little bit of nutrition. So hopefully in another 3 or 4 years, all these boys will grow into some very good youth players. And, the entire football ecosystem is definitely going to benefit. And there are a lot of others who are trying to emulate what Kickstart Foundation and the Kickstart Club is doing.
Okay, fine. That player is Nikhil Raj, and we have yesterday covered his news in News Karnataka, and we are very, very proud of him. And of course, he's a star of Kickstart Football Club, and I'm sure he's going to be a star very soon in the Indian team. Let's watch and wait. And Nikhil, we wish you all the success with the Kickstart Football Club.
Valerian, what I feel is that not only they have given the name Kickstart for football, I think so Kickstart to their career also.
Right, wonderfully put, Mr. Rajesh.
I feel when they said the achievements, what they did. See, this is the greatest achievements and the happiness that the team Kickstart is having now.
Yeah, sure. When it's just like the parents,
Yes.
When the children are, at an elevated place, how good they must be feeling, SHEKAR and LAXMAN and Satya, that our kid or our boy is shining at this level, and
Yes.
wishing and making him successful in the future also. Let's have a break now, and
Yes.
we'll come live in 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Regal Storage Systems. Please contact us for intelligent storage solutions for archive, museums, warehouse and shopping malls. Contact us at PO Box 51098, Abu Dhabi, UAE. Telephone number 971 2672 8062. Also visit our website www.regalstoragesystems.com.
Okay, let's start. Sorry for that, because the commercial is going on. We had to mute. Okay. All right. Let's come to the next question after the break. How pandemic affected the sports and the club? What was your pre-COVID scenario compared to now?
I'd like to take that. During the COVID, the government had ordered lockdown of all the academies, and we had to literally close down, shut everything down. But to our surprise, everybody in the academy per se, parents were actually getting fed up with having these powerhouses, these little boys and girls at their homes. So they were requesting us do something about it. They were saying, Lakshman, do something. So we started the residential academy at Kalyan Nagar, and to our surprise, 40 of us, 40 of the kids came and joined, and they stayed during the pandemic. We ensured all the safety measures were followed. We had all of us vaccinated quite early, and we ensured topmost safety. Parents were like very, very happy. Then when the second wave came in, it really gave us that confidence. For some time we were closed, and parents were very happy having them with us. And as far as the foundation goes, it was a big hit for us. Satya will be able to elaborate more, but everything had come to a standstill. So for them, the underprivileged kids was a big challenge, but it's back in business again. I think now they are rolling and a lot of activities. So 50 kids in each of the grounds now, in the foundation grounds, in the underprivileged sections of Periyar Nagar and Gautampuram. So each have 50 kids, and out of that, it's a very nice thing to see about 10, 12 girls in each of the grounds. Yes. Parents are coming in and encouraging the girls. And the right time to talk about our ladies also. We are also the undefeated, champions of Karnataka, KWL, twice. And the much needed impetus for the women's team came from the big man, our guide and mentor, Satya, because he's the one who's been guiding us at every step, saying, SHEKAR, you should do a women's team. And LAXMAN, you should start coaching the women's team. You have a better chance of doing big things with them. And we did do a lot of big things. So our Kavya is our biggest star. And I think we should talk for a minute about her. She has scored.
We have a separate question for that.
Fantastic. Sorry about
Yeah, no problem. We'll talk about her only in the next question. It's coming. But I would like to go to Mr. Satya Narayan. Satya, what was the impact of COVID to the foundation and how it has come up now?
See, without doubt, foundations run on support, both financially and materially from people. And the foundation crippled not only our city, our country, but almost the whole world. But, football is such a game, and the people involved in football like SHEKAR and LAXMAN and all are so resilient and so passionate. Last year, what we did is we had an inter-area tournament, because the academies and all were not given permission. So we jumped to the areas, and KICKSTART, the club, came to support the areas where they gave kits to all the young boys and the veteran players. And then we, from the Karnataka State Football Association, we did a competition where the veterans of each of those areas who have all played top level football took 20 boys every Sunday morning. Among the 8 areas, we had an inter-area tournament. A morning breakfast was served. All of them were given beautiful kits by Kickstart, a jersey, shorts, stocking, and that really ensured that even during the lockdown period, Sunday mornings, there was so much of activity in all these grounds. And most of those boys now have been picked up by various academies in the city. Now, as football now is coming back into almost its normal strength. So that is one of the how they sort of fought back. But of course, the hit was quite big because academies is a source of income. And from that income, these people used to put that money for the foundation boys. So, of course, it was a bit of a struggle. But even then, we somehow managed to keep the boys on the field, and that actually goes a lot due to what Lucky and SHEKAR did. So, yes, but overall, the whole world of sport itself was hit. But somehow Karnataka, our football season continued. We are the only one in the country to have junior football in 5 categories. We had the women's football, we had the men's football. And so to some extent, it has helped. But by and large, yes, COVID has been a spoiled sport. It is going to take some time for the near normal to return even to all the games. But we just hope that there are some benevolent people all around who will open their hearts and their purse strings, to sort of support initiatives, not only in our sport, in all other fields of life. Because, that brings the smile back on these boys. And, and for us, today, after COVID, one of the things which was the worst affected was the lungs. And if you have these young boys out there on the fields with someone making them run around and play and, make them stronger, I don't think so. There is a better vaccine than, a physically, good, healthy boy. And that comes by playing a game of football. Because in football, you use your head, you use your hands, you use your legs, you use your body, and, and you run around, and it's a team sport. So, there cannot be a better life teacher than the game of football. So
absolutely.
For all of us involved in this game, apart from a passion, it really gives us a lot of contentment because we can see the changes that these boys, how they change within 3 months, they become better players, they start wishing people, otherwise it's so easy for them to get onto the roads and do so many other things, which is not good for society.
Yes. Satya, I think you have expressed so much that it brings us, we can see football bubbling and so much passion is there within you and SHEKAR and LAXMAN. I'm sure Kickstart will reach to a highest level, no doubt about it. We wish you all the best. And
I think so, Valerian, this passion makes everything move forward,
Right.
If you have seen all our shows, we are getting people with passion and how they have been carrying forward their passion. Believe it or not, this COVID has brought together all those people who had passion to come forward.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that was an opportunity.
Yeah. Yes, Rajesh, next question. Let's go.
So let me go. Yeah, let me go with the next question. Football is the most loved global sports, fastest growing sports in India, and Bangalore is fast emerging as a major hub. Why and how? I think so. Lakshman can answer this.
Yes, like I said, I think the whole football scenario has changed, especially after the ISL was introduced, the Indian Super League, right? And a lot of kids, the kids who are now, they are, like you said, they have forgotten about cricket and they just want to go to football now. Yes, one, because it is exciting. It's got, you have a lot of players and also you got a lot of enthusiasm into that. And especially in Bangalore, just like I said, being a cosmopolitan city, we have kids from all over the place, right? All over India. And there's almost close to 40 academies in Bangalore. And I feel the way football is growing in Bangalore and also in India, I'm sure, and the way our Indian team is performing. Recently, we became a SAF champions, right? So I think everything is coming to a positive thing. And we as an academy, we as a club, And as a foundation, we want to make sure that we keep pushing, we keep continuing with the good works, bring a lot of new and exciting talents who's going to be representing like Nikhil, like Kavya, like a lot of such good players who also going to help not only the state, also India as a nation, so that we can can flourish in football and be in some better ranks and most probably go into World Cups in future.
Yeah, that shows how passionate you are within and and also outside. My question comes, which is related. Anyone can answer. Kickstart Football Club is the fastest emerging club in Bangalore. How do you defend this claim by way of growth, management, facilities, FIFA quality turf, international tie-ups, if any?
Yeah, I'll take that and I'll give it out to Satyana also to.
Because with this answer, I want to have globally the viewers and whoever is watching in India and Karnataka, they need to come to Kickstart Football Club.
Yes. The first thing is in 3 years, in 4 years of our, 5 years to be precise, 2 years of pandemic, we are the only club to have produced 36 state players. We have the distinction of having 10 state players represent Karnataka. And this year it's going to be a bigger number. Thanks to, Satyana for helping us at every stage in terms of identifying talent and, advising us. The kind of quality of investment that we are doing in our infrastructure is pretty strong. We have developed turfs and we are also going forward with strong associations with some of the biggest schools in Bangalore. And over and above, I think from the foundation side, we are getting so much of talent. You would be surprised that we're getting calls from Davangere, Hubli, Dharwad, Bangalore in Karnataka. Apart from that, other states are calling us in terms of why don't you start your academy, your foundation here? Because we are so poor. Can you please send us some footballs? Can you send us, some kits? So, and things like that. And then Satyana can add to the thing that why we are pretty strong.
Okay. I think, that the answer is quite simple. The results speaks for itself. As an academy, they've been doing what they've been doing. As a foundation, we've been doing what we've been doing. But, when they started the Kickstart Club, in the very first year, they made a huge impact. The next year, they lost by a single point. They were unbeaten and they lost to the Bangalore Football Club, which is a 75,000 crore company-backed club. So that was the impact which Kickstart did. Again, last year, they fought brilliantly. I think, again, by just about 2 points, they finished fourth. So what has happened is suddenly this team is out there. They're playing against big teams like MEG, like ASC, like FC Bangalore United, and a lot of other institution clubs. And they're making a mark. So Kickstart was getting noticed. But it was noticed for another reason, because theirs was perhaps the only club which gave so much of focus to recruit locally born players. That made a huge difference. They started earning a lot of supporters, lots of fans. The style of football again started attracting a lot of people, and people were noticing them. Their performances, not only in the men's team, in the women's team, it was outstanding. They won it in the very first year. They won it again last year. Last year, the game was telecast and 3.5 lakh people watched, and Kickstart, 50 countries people watched it. So suddenly it became a big name. Unfortunately, last year, the Indian Women's League was not held. Otherwise, they would have, taken part in that. So what happened is, on one hand, you have an academy which is being run professionally. On the other hand, you have a league team which is, bringing results, which is giving the platform for all those boys to play. And like SHEKAR said, yes, last year was good because in one state team of 20 boys, they had 10 from Kickstart, which was something like the old days when HL and ITI used to produce all the players. So that was good. Now one of the players has been picked up by BFC. Another boy has been picked up by FCBU. And of course, Nikhil Raj, takes the cake by getting into the Indian team. So it's a nice place for Bangalore footballers. And so you were asking how it has achieved so much of success. So it's been almost all round, and these guys have really toiled tirelessly. Yes, there were lots of hurdles. One of the biggest has been the pandemic, because if but for those 2 lost years, almost 2 years, things would have been much better. But anyway, they're there again to fight another day and to do it better. So,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
one of the main reasons for their success. And it is not that, they've, like, whatever someone has supported, they have seen, the result of whatever they've put into to the club. It could be just their toil, sweat, their financial, investment, and, the coaches, etc. So, it's nice. And quite a lot of other teams are now have been encouraged by the success of a new club, which so soon shot into the top. So it is good for Bangalore football. A lot of people are learning how to be a little professional. Of course, we've got Bangalore football itself needs to do a lot, but clubs like Kickstart is definitely showing them the way.
Satyana, I think you have put it in a very nice way. The results speaks to themselves, and the hard work of SHEKAR and LAXMAN has come in a great way in
Just like to
producing
add a few
these.
things to this.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yes. Like in 2000, from 2016, when I started traveling, right? So we had a lot of inquiries even from the European countries. So I was in Holland, and we had the first tie-up in 2017. That's when in 2018 we took our foundation kids, to the under-18 team, which traveled to Holland, and we had amazing results then. And from then we went to Denmark. We've been to Barcelona. We've been to Madrid. We have been a lot of European football giants where we went and watched and saw a lot of things, and including the FFF, the French Football Federation. So we were invited. In fact, that year we didn't have a women's team, but then last World Cup, our women's team was invited. So that's when we thought, let's do a team, and we made a very strong team. And today we can proudly say that we're handling 13 teams from under 8, under 10, under 12, under 14, under 13, under 15, under 17, under 18, senior men's team, senior women's team, C division, B division, and the reserve team. So that means we are only doing football, and we have close to 550 professional footballers with us.
Wow, that's the result. Or LAXMAN, I really envy you, because not only me, I think other associations or clubs will envy you, and maybe you need to take care of yourself. This is just but I think you have put in a lot
of efforts. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, we can see that, because in just 5 years to this level to raise, and that to 1.5 years is washed away by washing hands in the pandemic. This is something great. That is only 3.5 years. Real hard work which has come up, and people can see, and that too with the underprivileged children who have got a chance to come and shine up and show themselves with your hard work and training, and of course their skills and talent. Now, next question, I think, Rajesh.
Yeah. The thing is that, Valerian, I can see the hard work what they put to the people who are literally interested and keen. That makes a big difference.
Right.
Well, let me go with the next question.
Yeah, but before that, I think now with the results are on, which are already spoken out, I think people in Karnataka, those who are asking to start at Hubli and Davangere and other places and all other states, just wait. I think in a couple of months, or they will be there. Don't worry, they will be there. So be ready, they will come up. Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, let me go with the SHEKAR now. How strong is your team of coaches, and what are their experiences?
See, as far as the coaches go, actually they should be pushed to LAXMAN. But anyway,
I
have identified coaches with very strong pedigree. Each of those coaches, be it Raghu, who's from the ASC, Army Supply Corps, he has a huge pedigree of playing for the highest level of the Army team for 14 years. And Kali Das, who's the director of the women's team, he himself personally has put about 5 kids in the Europe and in the US through football. They're studying in big universities through football, girls, especially girls. And from the foundation, I think we've done so much in terms of identifying coaches and things like that. It is Satyana's eye for detail. He has identified some very good coaches and, people who should say, and he would always guide us in saying, this is the kind of thing you need to look out for in this person, and this is the value he brings in. So that has added a lot of value to us. And as far as the coaching and other things go, I will leave it to LAXMAN to speak about.
Yeah. So when it comes to coaching, right? So every player, every child, everybody who steps into KICKSTART, right? They come with a dream that they want to be a professional footballer. That's the first thing they have in mind. If you ask the parents, why do you want to enroll in KICKSTART, or why do you want to KICKSTART a foundation? They want to be a professional footballer. So we want to be 100%, that tomorrow we don't want to compromise in coaching. So the quality of the coaches, we have all AFC certified, C license. Now 2-3 of them have already gone for the B license as well. The idea is we want to go to the roots, like our grassroots are very, very strong. We are focusing on the youth development and the coaching style. Till 2016, when I was coaching as per whatever I knew. But then once I started traveling to Holland, Denmark, Italy, Germany, all these European countries, then I understand, the coaching has to be very professional, and it has to be done in such a way that a child or something can improve, everything for every aspect. So we started the European model, and also since it is in India, we have to standardize in Indian style. So we have mix of both the Indian style as well as the European style, and that is what is helping us and helping our player growth. And that's why in under 14, under 17 state team in Khelo India, right, in Santosh Trophy, many of our players have represented because the quality has been good. So the coaches' quality and the kind of coaches I'm having here, yes, there is a certain level that you need to have to be a coach of KICKSTART.
Right. It is said coaches win matches, and that's truly true for KICKSTART Academy. And viewers, please watch. They have raised the bar from 2016 to 2021 by the coaching standard that just LAXMAN has explained, and it is going to be international coaching methodology, or the style that they are imbibed in. And watch out, Bangaloreans, the parents, just think of taking your kid to KICKSTART Academy. I think there is no better academy than KICKSTART to start a career of football for your child. And
Valerian, before to add on, I just wanted to ask: do you all have something like 1 month training program, like people who come on a vacation? Do you all have that?
Yes.
As of now, I'm so excited that you asked this question. As of now, we have 40 kids with us who are staying with us, and all these are high-profile, privileged kids. And they're actually playing the style of football with such aggression. The under 13, the under 15 kids, and even the 17 kids, they're giving it 100%. And parents are very happy. They are saying, my kid is doing very well in academics. And for me personally, that's very, very important, because I know the importance of having an engineering degree under my belt. And a whole lot of education has helped me where I got today. So we never compromise on their education. So they all come here, they stay here. We have, good internet facilities and good place for them to sit and, learn and do online classes. Apart from that, we always talk about what they've learned in a very positive way. So they learn public speaking, they learn communication, they learn a whole lot of life skills in terms of how to carry themselves. The attitude and the behavior is where we really play a big role in transforming. So KICKSTART Foundation has the tagline, transforming lives.
Right.
Even in the foundation, we transform lives.
Right. SHEKAR, you know why Rajesh asked that question? His daughter is playing football here in Dubai. She's going for coaching, and she is going to be your 1 month trainee in the near future. Yes.
Please.
That's why I asked the question. Yes.
That's the reason I asked the question where it could match my girls also,
Yes, absolutely. Great. We are there.
Great. With that girls question, and the question for that month training and all those things. Tell us more about women empowerment at the KICKSTART Group and achievements of women. Now you can, Blow it up.
See, we always believe, for me personally, I'm a very strong feminist, and I've always wanted women to come up and take their due credit. Unfortunately, we are a very chauvinistic society. In our place, the women's team are so powerful. They've been approached by big teams, and so some of the stars, like everybody, they approaches them and they say, no, we're not going. One of the things we do with women empowerment is we have, by the way, we have 3 PhDs in our main women's team. Everybody is a graduate or a master degree holder, and they're all looking for beautiful careers as coaches with us. We already have 3 or 4 women who are already part of the Kickstart coaching, team, and they have all done their licenses. They're amazing. All that they need is a ground, a platform. And today, if you see the ranking of women, I think the Indian football team is ranked 30 or 34 or something. I think Satya needs to help me with that number. They are ranked very, very high compared to the men's team. And we're doing very well for ourselves. And the true empowerment comes from the fact that we make the women feel strong and good about themselves. And these girls walk with so much pride. They're just as strong as the boys can be on the ground. When they play, they really hit them. Sometimes we mix and play together. Trust me, they're not easy to handle. They will straight away hit me. I'm quite tall and well built. And I have to tell you a very thing on a lighter note. Last year, LAXMAN was playing with the women's main team. One girl from Mumbai hit him so badly on his back, kicked him literally. Yeah, and he was out for 3 days.
Wow.
So that's women empowerment.
So I think the credit for us, also the credit goes to our secretary, our president, Satya Narayan, because he is the one, I think the Karnataka KWL happened because of him. It was him who initiated this entire thing. And we were the first year, we were just as sponsors, one of the sponsors to the KWL. And the next year, immediately he said, Lucky and SHEKAR, you need to have a team. And today, I think he has the women's team has picked up so much in Bangalore. And I think the entire credit goes to Anna for this entire thing, and for us being a champion, I think also against Anna for that matter. So please, Anna, you have to say a few things about this.
Okay. Yes.
No, I mean, the one thing what I'd like to say is, they keep saying Satyana, but even at KSFA, we've got a team of people. What we did is, we sort of identified that our women's football was not, there where it should be. So we put some extra impetus at that. And today, when we started about 3 years back, we just had about 5 teams. Today in the state of Karnataka, we have almost about 45 to 50 teams. We have teams in the districts. And we've got, 3 tiers right now in the state, in Bangalore itself. And in the last 6 months, I think there've been players from all over the country who have come and played in Bangalore. And of course, I wouldn't want to be, it'll be as if we are just blowing the trumpet. But today, Bangalore is slowly being recognized as the center for women's football. So, when you talk of women's empowerment, that is something which we've managed to do. A lot of new people have come, they've started clubs, and they're doing it in a very professional way. And I strongly believe that the Indian women's team might go for the World Cup much before the men's team, because, the way it's being organized and stuff like that. And when you talk of women's empowerment, we also, the association itself, since I'm the secretary of the Football Association, we organized a coaching course only for women. And today we've got one lady who's an A license, two A license holders, and we've got almost about 5 B license, C license, and in the D license we've got almost about 20 ladies. Some of them who are still playing also, and almost all of them are getting jobs in some academy or the other. And when young kids come to play, I think women. I mean, LAXMAN might not agree with me, but I think women make better coaches than men at the junior level, because they know how to handle the kids. And
I agree with that.
And a growing number of girls are taking to the game. And some of the girls, they come from both sides of the spectrum. We've got kids coming from international schools who are so talented and skilled. We've got girls coming from really, impoverished families. There's a tailor's daughter who's already played for the state. There's a watchman's daughter now who's become a referee. So, the stories are tremendous, tremendous. And again, for us, just watching the success of these people to come out there and play, I just have to give you a small example of what a women's team is. Unfortunately, last month, there was a murder in the stadium. It was some outside rivalry where they chased, two gangs, they chased a person. They came in and two ladies teams were ready to enter the field to play a match. And the murder took place just about 50 feet from them. And you will not believe it, 2.5, 3 days later, the girls came and played in the same stadium. So such has been their passion and such has been the resilience of these girls. It is amazing. And for this, apart from what clubs like Kickstart and all are doing from the association, we actually have to thank the parents who bring their girls every day to train, who send them to these coaching courses. And we from the state association, we also ensure that the coaches follow certain, rules and regulations on how the girls are taken care of, the no touch policy, etc., etc. So we are also always on the guard. We're also always looking for some signals. And so far, we've had a smooth sailing. Hopefully it will continue. And really, the women's football scene in Karnataka, perhaps in the next 2 or 3 years, is really going to, bomb the whole country.
Yes.
That's the sort of development which is happening there. Even as I speak now, our women are training in our stadium under lights. Rain, wind, or storm, they're there. 40 of them are training for the state championship, interstate, which will happen next month, perhaps in Kerala.
Wonderful.
So, women's football in Bangalore in Karnataka has really taken off. And, in our women's team, we've got girls from Belgaum, we've got girls from Mangalore, girls from Kodagu, girls from North Karnataka, who have already become state players. This thing is slowly, the roots are spreading. And even in big clubs, like now we have to call Kickstart a big women's club, they give chances. And even we have now started bringing in rules where more of local players get to play, So we are sort of concentrating on focusing on developing first our state women. And at the same time, at the highest level, we get girl players from all over the state to play. So it's one huge effort. And, we are all very excited with what is happening in football, both in men and women in the state. So we're really looking forward to some good development. Yeah.
Satyana, let milk and honey be in your mouth, and let our Karnataka have the pride of having a real great women's football team.
Yeah.
And
like in your Dubai words, Inshallah.
Inshallah. Yes, you are in Dubai. You were in Dubai. You know that. Inshallah.
Yes.
Inshallah. God wishes. Definitely it will happen. And when Satya means truth is with the LAXMAN, the lucky guy, and the Rajan, the king. everything Raja, Satya, Mattu, LAXMAN, lucky. They should make a 3 persons combination into a wonderful football club in the future to come. We wish you from News Karnataka all the success, and we would like to see our Kannadigas, especially in the map of Indian team and international teams. And let's take a break, short break now, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Blue Royal Diamond draws together and empowers highly experienced, skilled, and unskilled laborers from diverse fields to lend their services to leading companies. This enables those companies to achieve their target in a scheduled timeframe. You can mail us at Blue Royal Group of Companies, PO Box number 81190, Dubai, UAE, or contact us at telephone number +9 714 2327 229.
Okay, back to live again, and let's start the last session, last leg of the talk show. Now, Rajesh, what's the question?
Yes, I'll go with this. I think so. There is dogs also who are the pets.
Doesn't matter. We are in the nature. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's a part of the game. Okay.
Yes.
So let me go with this. What's your business model and is it scalable? What are the revenue streams? And tell us the business matrix. I think so. We can go with Satya.
No, business things.
Business.
Okay.
I'm the poor man in the group. I only look into the foundation.
So we have a chartered accountant, Lakshman. So
yeah, Lucky and SHEKAR will answer that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, as a business per se, we are usually working on an asset-light model, and that's worked very well for us. What we do is we do investments on setting up world-class infrastructure with artificial turf and lights. There are multiple streams of revenue in this. Once you put the infrastructure in, the academy is one side. The second and the most important thing is the pay and play. A lot of people pay and want to play in top-class infrastructure, weekends, Sundays, overnight, the nights, because the lights are there. And there is a dearth for tournaments because just like Satya was saying, we have so many clubs happening, so many academies. Even if you start a league on your own, it is straight away profitable. Straight away, you get about, I would say about 50 to 60% profit straight. Apart from that, and parents are willing to spend a lot of money in domestic tours as well as international tours. Since we've done about 2-3 international tours, and we have one happening, very soon for the women's exclusively to Holland. So there's a lot of heads turning. So parents are not interested in sending their children to NASA. That has become a not so great thing. But when a child who's fully immersed into football, he gets in, he becomes speechless. For example, when the foundation, one of the foundation children, he's not a child anymore, Johnson, he's already got an appointment with the Indian Army. He was in tears when we took him to Holland and he saw the dressing camp and he clearly walked up to me, held me tightly and he said, "Where am I? I've not even sat in a bus and you're showing me this and this is going to change my life. I will also dream of doing something like this." So this is what the true feeling of the intangible value of Kickstart. And everything sells on emotion. I think we have to start getting a lot of these videos and these boys talking in their own vernacular language, which will happen pretty soon. And they are the living souls of this place. And when it comes to monetizing, every investor is got to wait for a longer time. As we go on scaling, we are also looking at European clubs showing a lot of interest in picking up stake with us. The existing investor can choose to dilute and exit or stay with us and be a champion billion-dollar club. So we also are focusing with the help of Karnataka News and Mr. Valerian. Fortunately, he missed his flight and we had a great interaction. And we are looking at setting up a mini stadium. That has always been my dream. And the way to monetize this entire plan is just there for us. And today, children, parents, anybody, when you see them, even if they're not very rich, they walk in and they say, "How much is the fees?" We say it's about 6,000 rupees or 5,500 for 6 days. No problem. You want cash or card? So how many months do you want me to pay? I said minimum 3. No, we'll give you 6. So we'll pay for 6 months. I see my child is very happy. They're so happy. Parents are happy. Children who are as young as 4 years. 4 years are walking in and saying, "I want to be part of this beautiful turf. I want to be part of this club and have a lot of fun." And the coaches are building a great bond. So this is how our business works. It's all a people-driven thing. And monetization and the numbers will just happen over a period of time. And there's a value proposition because you're not investing in a pub or a bar or a shopping mall. You're investing in people's future.
Yeah,
right.
Is there an age to start off? What age the kids should start off?
Kids as young as 4 are coming in, boys and girls. Today there was a little girl who was 4 years old. She is telling us, "I can play better than my brother who's 8 years old."
No, I think that's a big credit to you because 4 years can say that. That means big credit to you. Yes, and the confidence. And I think parents, viewers who are watching, especially in Bangalore and other places of Karnataka, here is a club which you can trust on because there is a guy who is a professionally qualified chartered accountant and also a coach to the core with the passion. And naturally, this club is going to fly high. But my question...
I've just got something to add there.
Please, yeah.
See, today parents are not like what my parents were. They never allowed me to play football, saying that if you break your leg, then who's going to feed you, etc., etc. Despite that, we went, we played, etc. But it is very, very heartwarming to see parents put in a lot of efforts to bring their children to play football. And most of these parents, they're all, techies, they really work hard. And they also realize that if the child is kept at home, the child has just got two options at home. One is to play on the mobile or to play on the computer. So nowadays, there's a growing demand by parents, and they spend a lot of time in just bringing their time, kids, leaving them in the academy. And I've seen with my own eyes some of the parents telling Lucky and SHEKAR, he loves coming over here. And, then they use the coaches to get them to do some stuff like eat this stuff, eat that stuff. And the boys listen once the coaches tell them, they listen. So, the interaction is huge. It is not that every one of them is going to become a good footballer, but truly every one of them will become great human being. And nowadays, there are a lot of avenues for people who go to academies, at 17, 18, even if he does not make it as a good player, he can take up coaching, he can take up refereeing, he can take up sports management, he can take up sports journalism. So, the avenues are tremendous, So parents, they understand, the importance of the kid playing a team game. So that is also a huge part in how all these academies now are getting a fillip because of the support by the parents.
Okay. Now, my question comes to you. What are your funding requirements now? And are you interested crowdfunding like News Karnataka? And what's the exit strategy to the shareholders?
What I would say is that, yes, we are definitely interested in a crowdfunding situation because my cousin in the US told me this, in the first year of my starting of the Kickstart. The crowdfunding is a fantastic opportunity. We have a lot of small guys together putting their money. And the moment we run this in a very transparent process, once the valuation happens, today ISL clubs are valued at 400, 500 crores, right? In a very conservative note on Google. You can go to Google and check this. These numbers are true. But in actual, if you see a BFC is worth 1,500 crores. Infrastructure in Bangalore, not there. They're a great club, have a great club asset, and they're doing very well. But if you see, we are doing it slightly differently. Infrastructure is the name of the game. And we are associating ourselves with some of the best Christian institutions who are ready to help us and take this thing to the next level. So your asset is not only adding value to society, it's adding value to the education institutions. And they are going to come forward and say, please use our facility because it's just a ground and nobody's doing anything with it, before or after 4 o'clock or whatever. So that is the thing. And when a crowdfunding happens with, News Karnataka as part of us, and Mr. who's a seasoned chartered accountant, if he gets this opportunity to step out to our board, we'll be very lucky and we will take this to a next level of transparency, openness, and honesty.
Yes, wonderful, SHEKAR, LAXMAN, and Satya, because crowdfunding is going to be the future of sports. I would like to add when Satya said today a lot of impetus is given by the parents to the sports in India, especially because of the Olympics, our participation and medal tally, Para-Olympics, and a lot of things are happening on the international level in sports. And that's one of the reasons I feel there is a lot of demand or a lot of thrust on this field from the parents that sports should be part of the life. Now, regarding your, I think globally investors, if they're watching the show or later the show on the YouTube, please mark this. Here is a club who want to dilute, but in a crowdfunding way where everybody can participate and invest and then walk with the piece of cake when the valuation goes in the international level at a very, very high stakes. Rajesh, your question?
The thing is, Sheikh, another thing I wanted to ask you all, do you all have dad's club and mother's club also?
In fact, we toyed with this idea. But, when there's a tournament happening, it's the mothers who come and start fighting with the coaches badly. And then the dads run away. So we called all the dads and said, let's play a game. And this happened in one of our tournaments in the baby league, where you allowed the dads to play. Children were sitting outside and saying, Dad, you think playing football is easy? Now try it. You keep giving me instructions from the outside, right? Come on, let's see you run. I want to see you run. So these are live things. Yes, we are.
No, because the thing why I asked you was, here we have this dads and moms. And
Yes.
I was there for some time. I couldn't run that much. Then I stopped. Also, I have been a sportsman, but I cannot run so much. That energy I don't have now.
Just to add to the valuation thing and how the club is progressing, right? So this happened in 2018. We are in Holland for a 10-day trip, right? So there are a few clubs who came to scout our players. And in 2019, when we came back and they saw the lot of success, like you said, we were emerging to be a great club and academy in Bangalore. From 2019, we have been approached by a few clubs in Europe and especially from Holland. And in 2020 March, we just signed one small MOU, right? Where by 2024, when we go to the I-League and ISL, we are also ready to dilute to these people maximum 30% to minimum 20%. So we already have a backup where the European clubs are interested and trying to be part of us. It's just that we decided that at this point of time, we want to be domestically strong. We want to go to the national level and then to the international level, because our foundation is very strong. We have a lot of we have a lot of teams. We have the academies. We have the foundation. So our talent is already being produced by itself. So one day when we are there in the I-League and the ISL school, things is when we want to go to the foreign dilution. As of now, we want to do, like you said, the crowdfunding and the domestic dilution.
Yeah, I think investors, please note, we are going to have a club which is made in India before the Europeans take stake of 30%. Let's all come together and take stake in this particular club, which is from Karnataka. I give a call to all the Kannadigas all over the globe. Have a small stake in this club. You will not be disappointed, and when the value comes in, you will know how good is the sports. There are three parts. Why I like this, because there are three parts here. One is the foundation doing a great service to the underprivileged children of our state, and there is an academy which is training rigorously with the well coaches, and the football club which is producing the stars. So naturally, there is a very good investment potential for all the people who would like to, the sports lovers who can say that I'm also a small owner of Kickstart Academy.
I just want to add here.
Yeah.
I'm a foundation guy and I'm not into economics.
Yeah.
When you make this call to Kannadigas, you have to also mention that the name of the club is KICKSTART FC Karnataka. That's how the club is actually registered.
Excellent. Excellent. And
it's got the Karnataka appeal in it. Yeah.
Satya, here is a media which is pro Kannadigas, and we highlight Kannadigas causes all over the globe, and it is spread over 60 countries, and we have 160 associations with us spread all over the globe. Knowing News Karnataka, spreading its wings, and I'm sure this is a call from News Karnataka to all Kannadigas at the global level that come join and make a success story of Kickstart Academy FC Karnataka. All right. So that's it. Yeah. What's the question, Rajesh?
I'm coming to the final question now for everyone. So
Yes.
What is the road ahead? Is it the club of the future?
Satyana?
Okay, I'll answer it first, and then I'll come.
No, if you ask me, the tremendous success they've achieved in a very short period, then I'll have to say that they're truly going to go to the top very soon. And all they need is a little bit of support and assistance, and a little bit of good fortune also. But there is no doubt that if this club continues in the same vein, there's no stopping this club.
Right. Okay.
For us, the club is we want to build a club that can last beyond us. So we want to leave this for the younger ones to run it. Why only Europe should run 100-year-old, 200-year-old clubs? So when we run it, we should run it with so much of passion, and we in India can do fantastic jobs. And in Karnataka, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರು ಹರಿಯುವ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು we will be number one. IT we are the number one. BT we are number one. It's just a matter of time. In football we are number one with Satyana's leadership at the helm of affairs in the association.
ಖಂಡಿತ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದರೆ ವಿಶ್ವದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ
ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ. ಒಂದು ಇದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಗಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಬಂದು ಸೇರೋದಷ್ಟೇ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಿದೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಸೇರೋಣ, ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ್,
I want to talk this from the coach point of view. Like I said, I think I'll go back to Nikhil again. When I spotted him in 2016, it took 4 years for me, as a coach, to refine him. And today, that is a real asset for me, that he's representing under India under 23 and also IST club. So like this, as a coach, as a club, as an academy, we want to produce so many Nikhils, so many Kavyas, right? And that will be the real thing, and nobody's going to stop us, because for us it's only football and nothing else. So that means we're going to be scouting players, we're going to be training them in our facilities, and we want to make them number one, and we want them to represent India and make India a very good footballing nation.
Definitely, Lucky, you are speaking rightfully so, because you are passionate about it. And I want to give you, the investors, just simple mathematics. If Kickstart produces in the next 2 years about 30 or 40 players valued at minimum 5 crores, you multiply and see the number, where your investment is going to go up. And I'm sure Lakshman, SHEKAR and Satya will put their everything soul into it to see that this Kickstart Academy grows and everybody gets the benefit. We produce a lot of stars, players of international and national, quality and standard. And also the investors, even the underprivileged children get opportunity through the club, and they also shine. My last question, we have just gone into 7:43. That is 1 hour 43 minutes already. And my last question to all of you, starting with Lakshman, what do you like about News Karnataka and why? And what's your message to the viewers?
I think the best thing I like about you are the host. I think thank you so much for this great opportunity. And like you said, this is focusing Karnataka people all over the globe. And I think what you guys are doing is amazing. So I want to wish you all the best. And thank you so much for putting us to this platform. And through you, I'm sure we're going to have much more success. And we need your guidance. Thanks, News Karnataka, for this opportunity.
All right. Satyana?
Well, for me, I would just pray that the thousands and thousands of football fans we have both in Karnataka and all over the country will now also become fans of News Karnataka. So that is one of my fond wish. And I'm very happy that, you are taking up such causes. And, just like how people like Lucky pick up a boy and then put him on the national spotlight. Here you are doing the same by taking, a club in Bangalore and, giving them the right impetus. So we wish you, more such success. And being a journalist for 30 years, I think there is no better success than doing honest and fair journalism, and the success will come on its own.
Thank you, Satyana. That's the reason we got in our 10th year the Chanakya Award from KICKSTART India as the best media of the year.
That's amazing.
I wanted to tell that at the beginning. I just forgot. I saw that clip, and really congratulations to you for all those achievements. And may that just be the start of many, many more to come.
The whole reason is we are a different media, and we take up such causes like subalterns and Namaste Teacher, clubs like this who are very dear to our motto and vision of helping and guiding the underprivileged children to shine up. And lastly, we will come to SHEKAR. What do you like about News Karnataka, and what's your message to the viewers?
Yes, ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ವಿನಯತೆ, ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. The first and the most important thing that we Karnataka people should be proud of is the mental stability and the creativeness, right from Vishweswaraya to every engineer, to Narayan Murthy, to every big, icon that has come out of this beautiful Kaveri river. I think it needs a lovely platform. It needs the right things to be told to the world. That, I love this caption, I'm going to take this from the tourism department, one state, many worlds. Karnataka is just not a small place. It's an amazing, state with amazing talent and this and that. And in every sphere, in everything, Karnataka rules. But Namma Karnatakavannu ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ತಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. And this is a great opportunity for all Kannadigas. I'm a true Kannadiga at heart because I was born and brought and bred here. So I want everybody from Karnataka to come together, put their hearts and soul. Trust me, we can rule the world. We can be the best state in the country and an icon for the rest of the world. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Rajesh, you have anything to add? So before, okay.
We are also lucky to have you on board, the whole football team. It's nice because we are all creative and we are trying to develop not only the state. Now we are developing talents. That's the main thing. And we have got some good shows like Village TV. We have got 10 amazing people, and the new show which we have started is Namaste Teacher, where we are trying to get people from different parts, we are trying to show their talents, and teachers, the dedication what they have given, we are trying to thank them. So these are the things which we have been, and thanks for coming in on board and telling more about football. I also got more knowledge about football now.
Viewers, thank you for watching this show for this long, 1 hour 45 minutes. 1 hour 15 minutes. And for your information, every week on Thursday at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Dubai time, we will be back with the Kickstart Academy every week, and we will bring more information about Kickstart Academy. We will talk with their coaches. How do they coach, and what are the nutrients that they provide for the underprivileged children? How the academy is working, and we will also go talk to the players. The youngsters, how they are getting groomed and how they are playing from day one till what is their growth, how do they keep their record and all those things. So this show every Thursday at 8 p.m. is going to come live on a YouTube channel, and please subscribe and send them across, ask your friends to subscribe them, because here is a media which is bringing you real positive news. Thank you very much, SHEKAR and LAXMAN and Satya for coming for this show, and we'll have more discussion in the future with all of your coaches and students and players. And till then, viewers, goodbye. See you next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Perfect.